I remember my first open world game, a little superhero game called Infamous. To me, this game is a classic. You're this guy who gets electricity powers from an explosion in Empire City, and all you have to do is collect shards to upgrade your powers, which you use to unlock new movement abilities or deal more damage. And I played this game twice because you could make good or evil choices. And in 2009, I thought that this open world game was incredible. One of the best things that gaming could offer. Fast forward 14 years, and this formula is basically set in stone. And in my opinion, none had done it better than the originators of the formula, Legend of Zelda, specifically with their Breath of the Wild. I would be hunched over, sitting on my bed, playing my Wii U on a computer monitor, headphones plugged into the gamepad, and I tore apart this game. For me, nothing had ever come remotely close to the wonder and care that they put into Hyrule, and it made just walking around in that game incredible. Sure, I'd played other incredible open world titles before this, like Witcher 3 and Skyrim, but Breath of the Wild didn't have the clunkiness of getting around, the drab environments sometimes, and the lack of discovery tied to the world itself, like the other titles did. The environments in Breath of the Wild felt really alive, thus, the Breath of the Wild. Because I had gone so deep into Hyrule, when Tears of the Kingdom was announced, I was hype as all heck. But I wanted to temper my expectations a little bit because I know better than to get hype before we see anything about a game. Thank you, Fallout 76. Especially after this. Now, using the same map over again kind of made me nervous because, like I said, I'd already seen everything there was to see in Hyrule. And sure, you know, they're going to add Sky Islands and later they reveal depths, but when it comes down to it, it's super easy to get nervous about, you know, the surface area or the surface part of the map being the exact same thing that you've already discovered. Then I started playing. I picked it up and it might have been the same map, but it actually wasn't. Hyrule itself had grown and matured, and they'd started rebuilding from the calamity. Old spots were now cool Easter eggs, and the additions made everything feel familiar, but also fresh at the same time. By reworking some old tools and giving new abilities with an ingenious crafting system, it makes my previous favorite game look like a tech demo. So why did it work? What makes Tears of the Kingdom such an amazing sequel? One word, friends: innovation. It's okay to take the same concept, even the same map, as long as it feels different. Or in Zelda's case, you can interact with the world in completely new and fresh ways. I think that is where a lot of this open world fatigue that people talk about comes from. It's really hard to get excited for the next Assassin's Creed, the next Fallout, or others because a lot of times they don't stray far enough away from the core experience to be innovative in how you interact with the world. Even if it's a whole new world to explore, if the way you interact with it is the same, the core gameplay loop is going to get boring. Thus, the open world fatigue. I think this is actually the main factor in people complaining about a lack of linear games as well, because that genre is getting left behind for a subpar experience that is just safer from a business perspective, because open world games historically do pretty well. All of that to say, Tears of the Kingdom taught me that innovation in how you interact with the world is far more important than the world itself. Hopefully, in December, Hades 2 gets that innovation right as well, because if it does, it might be a real close race for Game of the Year for me. We'll see. Tears of the Kingdom, Hades 2. I'm not even going to talk about No Man's Skyrim. We're not going to even bring that up. We're probably not going to play it. But we'll see which one is the Game of the Year for me. Now, I want you to let me know what you think. And if you want to know what some other games taught me, maybe take a look at this video. All right, Cappy out. Deuces.